ऐसा है, उसको भी कट करो, फिर से करो। Thank you, Professor Thomas, Honorable Chairman, my dear friends, students. I have changed my topic after listening people because historical mandate I have already spoken. It is historical because Dr. Thomas, in your adjoining state of Tamil Nadu, election has just taken place, and DBK is in power with only 34%. But in Bengal, BJP got roughly 46%, and that is a massive victory. Given the fact that in previous election BJP got 37% and 2016 BJP had only 10.4%. So that issue has widely been debated. Professor Ripusudan Singh has given new twist to the debate. Professor Koski Das Gupta has taken a very disciplined line how identities are jumping or overlapping. I will rather speak on relevance of the philosophy of integral humanism in the context of BJP government which has just arrived in West Bengal. My dear friend, Deen Dayal Upadhyaya propounded the notion of integral humanism. And integral humanism basically talks about, it is a socio-political philosophy formulated by Upadhyaya ji in 1965 as an indigenous narrative or alternative to Western capitalist individualism and Marxist socialism. It envisions a holistic development of the human being, balancing the body, mind, intellect, and soul. Since BJP has arrived in power, and BJP is an ideological party, and Deen Dayal Upadhyaya gave the philosophy of integral humanism, and according to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, BJP is intended to transcend the dream which Deen Dayal Upadhyaya ji had dreamed through integral humanism. The gamut of welfare measures which under Narendra Modi leadership BJP has reached at almost every doorstep of far-flung areas, main areas, cities, semi-urban areas, villages, be it Ujjwala Yojana, be it drinking water Yojana, be it free ration Yojana, or be it health schemes. All are intended to guide with the notion of integral humanism, philosophy of integral humanism. Now, we are talking about Bengal. Bengal is a very glorious place, a very fertile ground of philosophical discourses since ages. Professor Koski Das Gupta has underlined some of the prevailing narratives or incoming narratives in the context of Bengal. Here, taking clue from her presentation a little bit, I will argue that Swami Vivekananda is relevant here, because Swami Vivekananda was not a common sage. He was a socialist sannyasi. A sannyasi cannot be a socialist, but the kind of dedication he had for the welfare of the people, it forced the analysts to put him in the rubric of socialist sannyasi. Swamiji propounded the notion of Vedantic socialism, which is a socio-political philosophy that intends that spiritual principle of Avedya Vedanta with modern socialist ideals of equality, fraternity, and equal distribution of wealth. Vedantic socialism posits that because the same divine spark exists in every Atma, in all beings, humanity is fundamentally equal and interconnected. It is relevant here because since last 50 years, Bengal is a very turbulent place in terms of violence. Variety of violence, particularly electoral violence, took place in Bengal, be it Communist Party or Mamata Banerjee-led Trinamool Congress. So last 50 years, a glorified West Bengal, which has been a fertile ground for Indian philosophical narratives, very moorings of Indian philosophical tradition emerged from the streets and corners of Bengal. The same Bengal has been fed with blood. So we have to come out from this mess. We have to come out from this obscene state of nature. And it is very, very relevant today because BJP is a party which Lal Krishna Advani stated party with difference. And BJP is a party which draws its inspiration for governance from ancient Indian scriptures, Vedas, Upanishads, and all other inscriptions. And of course from Kautilya's Arthashastra. And Kautilya has given a notion of dharma. And Kautilya says that happiness of the people is the happiness of the king, and a king must nurture their praja, janata, as a newborn baby is being nurtured by their parents. Given this philosophical moorings, and we all know that Kautilya is very much dedicated for governance, and he was saying that if your praja will be happy, then only Raja will be happy. And in inaugural session deliberation, we have noticed that West Bengal per capita income is even below to Odisha. So overall fiscal management is very weak. Right now West Bengal is in fiscal deficit of 39,000 crore rupees. And new government which has come in under the able leadership of Subhendu Adhikari has to roll out all welfare means to reach every poor people. It has to generate new capital formation. It has to bring more and more industry. It has to bring more and more tourists. It has to create more and more infrastructure. It has to establish the writ of the law and governance, which is badly damaged. Violence has become, rather violence is ruling the roost in the Bengali society today. Cut money has become the order of the day. So everything has to be stopped, and for that BJP has to walk under the philosophy of integral humanism, and as Kaushik Gupta has stated, under the Bengali connotation of development, that is Vedantic socialism. If the synergy between integral humanism and Vedantic socialism will be taken in the mainstreaming process of the development, carried out by the Bengal government, which has just arrived and will rule 5 years, I do believe that they will do wonder. Bengal is well placed in terms of geographical location. It has huge coastline. It has huge marine assets, fish, etc. So it has to cultivate everything. But the government has to do very hard work. I will just recite a sloka and then I will finish my paper, conclude my paper. परोपकाराय फलंती वृक्षा, परोपकाराय फलंती वृक्षा, परोपकाराय बहन्ति नद्यः, परोपकाराय दुहन्ति गावः, परोपकारार्थ मिदः शरीरम। वृक्ष दूसरों के लिए फल देते हैं, नदियां दूसरों के लिए बहती है, गायें दूसरों के लिए दूध देती है, यह शरीर भी परोपकार के लिए ही है। एंड आई विल ऑल्सो invoke one of Kabir's Sakhi, where Kabir says that the similar to this sloka, that वृक्ष कबहु न फल भखै, नदी न संचय नीर, परमारथ के कारणे साधुन धरा शरीर। The same meaning. So it is a time for BJP government to reconcile with the reality, forget about the enmity. It is a reality that BJP has lost thousands of its precious workers' lives during the struggle of last 15 years. But you have to go forward. Gandhi stated, an eye for eye will make the whole world blind. You have to reconcile. You have to blend with integral humanism and Vedantic socialism. You have to roll out all basic welfare measures. You have to make it as a mission. And I do believe that by next 5 years, Bengal will be again as it was in 1950s, one of the best governed Indian state. And our common dream of Viksit Bharat, which has been pledged by 2047, it is necessary as Kautilyan notion of statecraft that every part of the state must be strong. So Bengal is a big part of the state. It must be strong by all measures. So good governance is the key of the overall success in this particular desired goal. So I do believe that with the blend of Vedantic socialism and integral humanism, new BJP government can achieve those paths. Thank you very much.